Welcome to another HVAC Insider Series brought to you by Breezy. I am CJ Todd, your host as always, and it is a pleasure to be here with you. I hope you guys enjoyed that little Ozzy Osbourne tribute. Crazy Train was definitely on my pregame baseball playlist to get me hyped up. So, Ozzy, we'll miss you, brother. If you guys haven't done so already, please go over to the chat and let us know where you're tuning in from today. We'd love to get to know you a little bit better. My friends, I've spent nearly a decade in trades, and I hear the same thing coming up constantly from service business owners, and that's frustration with follow-up. You guys pay so much to make the phone ring, and without a solid process, leads just slip through the cracks left and right. And today's guest is going to be here to help you fix that once and for all. I am super excited to be supporting Breezy, where we're dedicated to helping HVAC, plumbing, and electrical business owners with a field management software that actually automates processes, customer touch points, and gives you the features that you need to thrive without having to overpay for those features. So you can focus on what you do best, and that's delivering exceptional value for your homeowners. So we invite industry experts on our show, industry experts like Justin Judd today, to share their proven strategies and insights to give your business the edge that it needs. So whether you're looking to boost sales, improve your operations, or automate those follow-up processes to keep those hard-earned leads from falling through the cracks, HVAC Insider Series has you covered. So I'm super pumped to introduce today's guest, Justin Judd. He is the VP of Sales and Partnership at Chirp, a company that helps contractors close more deals with faster and smarter follow-up. Justin's worked with hundreds of home service businesses to fix their broken lead response systems, recover missed opportunities, and turn their follow-up into actual book jobs. He's giving away 12 proven follow-up scripts that you can use to boost your response strategy right away. So if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and scan that QR code. If you're tuning in on your cell phone, I'll go ahead and drop that link in the chat in just a few seconds. But here's what we're going to cover today over the next 40 minutes or so. Why speed to lead is a non-negotiable in today's marketplace. How to follow up fast while remaining human. We don't want to send a bunch of AI chatbots out there and people know that, you know, there's not a human on the other side. What to do with missed calls and ghosted leads. And finally, we're going to take a look at those scripts and some actual automations to help you convert. Don't worry if you miss anything today. We're going to be sending out a full recording after the show. So just take the next 45 minutes to ask Justin all your questions. He's a great resource. He has questionable taste in hats. So we're going to get to the bottom of that right now. But Justin, thanks for tuning in, man. Are you a Dodgers fan or do you just like lids, bro?
No, I just like the hats, dude. I get that comment all the time, like, dude, you got a different hat every time that I see you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in it for the hats. So
That's good, man.
so real quick, I'm in Utah.
Okay.
Utah doesn't have a Major League Baseball team, dude.
Uh,
We don't have a football team, and so growing up, you kind of just
Yeah.
pick what team you want to follow. When I was younger, I followed it a little bit more closely and had, like a team that I would always follow, but now it's just for the hat.
For sure. Yeah, man, it's weird. Like I got season tickets to the A's because they came to Sacramento for 3 years. And now I just have all this A's gear in my house and I'm a diehard Giants fan. So I'm kind of feeling a little strange about my fandom right now. So all good, man. Um, I'm really excited about the topic today, man. It seems like you guys are taking off and Chirp is really creating solutions that everybody's really loving and using. So let's start with the big picture. Why is speed to lead such a game changer in home services right now?
Yeah, it's because, well, there's two specific points that I want to touch on. Number one is the cost of leads has gone up significantly. So if the cost of leads is going up significantly, what does that mean? That means that we need to make sure that we're converting those as well as we can. The reason that speed's so in matter when it comes to conversion is because we don't have attention spans as human beings anymore. With TikTok and Facebook and all of the other distractions going on, we don't have attention spans. And when people want a service these days, they want it instantly. This is kind of a different situation, but I was watching, I think it was Hulu last night, and I don't have Hulu Premium, and I had to watch a commercial. And I was like, dude, I hate watching commercials. And it's like, back in the day, that was totally normal. But today, like, we're just impatient. And so when it comes to speed, we have to be quick because here's the issue. If a new lead comes in and we don't contact them right away, the chances are number one, they're going to go somewhere else, or number two, they're going to get distracted. And we want to contact those leads when they are in a buying emotion.
That's a good point. So tell me, like, what kind of response times actually move the needle? Are we talking minutes, seconds, like as fast as possible? What do you think?
With new leads, we're talking seconds. When it comes to new leads, we're talking seconds. Um, there's been a ton of studies done around this. Anyone on the call, if you go to Google and you type in speed to lead, you can find tons of studies on this. I've got some that I'm going to go through today, but you can find a ton of them. But Salesforce did a study with over 2 million leads. And what that study showed is that when a new lead comes in, if we contact that lead within 60 seconds, chances of converting increases by 391%.
Wow,
If
that's
we
incredible.
wait, if we wait one extra minute, so from 1 minute to 2 minutes, the chances of the value of that lead drops in half. That's pretty wild if you think about it. One extra minute. So we definitely, when it comes to new leads, we definitely want to be within that 60 second range.
And so talk a little bit about like what an average lead looks like. They're coming in from, Angie or maybe Google. Is it a call? Is it like a digital lead? Like what's the process that you've found that most leads are coming in from, and how can contractors really, leverage some automations that you're producing to hit that 60 seconds?
Yeah. So right now I'll focus on new leads, and then we can talk about phone calls here in just a minute. But
Sure.
when I say new leads, I'm talking about the contact forms on your website, um, Google LSA, Facebook lead ads, Angie leads, Angie ads, Thumbtack, Networks, Modernize, Yelp, HomeBuddy, and WinGen.
Yep. And what about like online leads that are coming in through, say, like Breezy has a booking widget that anybody that's on our platform, they have a kind of an automated follow-up process when they book online. Are you seeing more kind of online bookings these days to kind of take out that like CSR picking up the phone?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's huge. So one of the strategies that companies use through Chirp, I'm going to give one specific example. Let's say they're paying for Angie's leads. Well, those leads are going to other competitors. So the first step is speed to lead, which means you're setting up an automation to where when that Angie lead comes in, you have a text message going out within 30 seconds. So that's step one. The second step is to put a booking link in there. So most companies have, some kind of software or booking capability. You want to put your link right in that text message, and we see a ton of success with it because there's just certain people that they don't like to talk on the phone anymore. A lot of times they don't even text back. They just book directly through the link.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, I mean, a lot of contractors think they have this buttoned up, or maybe that they think they're fast, but they still lose that lead. What do you see as kind of like the one missing piece usually with contractors following up?
Yeah, so what we see is we typically see if a contractor is doing a good job at speed to lead, they're contacting leads in about 30 minutes. And even that's pretty rare.
Mm.
And that's a dangerous spot to be. And the reason I say that is because they're still converting leads there. They are going to convert some leads. And in business, when something's working, it's hard to want to change it. But they're not realizing what's being left on the table. And so when you ask, like, what's the one thing that I kind of see that needs to be changed is it's just a mindset change, dude.
Right.
It's a mindset change. It's understanding that even though I feel like I'm doing a good job, could I be doing better? Like how can I, like, what can I do to make sure that I am maximizing all of this marketing spend that I'm putting out there? So for me, it's more of a mindset shift than anything.
100%. And we know, that like 85% of the industry is $5 million shops and below, right? So if you're spending a significant amount of money on marketing, you better make sure that you're actually capitalizing on that ROI, because that can put some people out of business for sure.
Yep.
Let's talk about some smart automations. Like how do we follow up with folks without losing that human element? I know a lot of contractors that I've spoken with, maybe are a little hesitant to incorporate AI or automation tools because they don't want to lose that personal touch. How do you kind of bring the brand in and really continue to add value to the customer relationship without feeling robotic?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I get that all the time, and I think that's fair because, like, if I was a contractor, I'm just a person that values like authenticity. So I would want to make sure that it, like, it just didn't look completely robotic.
Sure.
So my answer to that is all of the text messages, emails, ringless voicemails, so all of the automations that you can do through Chirp, they're all completely customizable. So when somebody comes on, we give them recommendations because we know what works and what doesn't work. Now, that being said, I would recommend tweaking it just a little bit to have kind of the vibe of your specific brand. In the text messages specifically, we pull over, name, company name, technician, different things like that, so that it's looking, so that it's more personal. And then the last thing that I would say to that is, like, you want to keep especially with text messages, you want to keep them short and sweet. You want to keep them simple. I always tell people if you're trying to come up with messaging, think about it from the perspective of what would I say if I was texting my friend in this specific situation. You want to keep them short and you want to keep them sweet.
If I see a long text message, man, I'm
Oh,
getting
dude.
a novel. I'm like, oh man, my wife is upset with me. Something's going on. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh nope, it's just ABC plumbing.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
uh yeah, the chat's going off right now. John Gonzalez, he's kind of asking what have been the most effective drip campaigns. I'm not sure if you want to get into that now or you want to maybe save that to the end when we kind of go through those actual automations. But
Old Johnny boy. John's gonna be
yeah.
posting questions the whole time, dude. I love it. I don't know. What do you think? Should we do that at the end? Do you want me to? I'm open for whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of, threw some questions together and kind of was going to see where this conversation took us. And I feel like, if you wanted to get into some of those 12 scripts that you're actually going to give away at the
Yeah.
end,
Let's
uh,
do
let's
this.
let's pause.
Yeah, what's been the most effective drip campaigns? Let's just use Aaron Gainer's company, Eco. So I can tell you right now, the one that blew Aaron's mind, and maybe we can transition this into some missed call data.
Sure.
Speed to lead on missed calls is like it's crazy. But it's a missed call text message. So right when you miss a call, a text message goes out. Hey, saw that you called in. Really sorry we missed you. We'd love a chance to answer any questions you have. Feel free to call us back or text us back at this number. or if you're ready to schedule, click here. And you put your booking link in the text
Mm,
message. Again, we've done a ton of research on this. On that particular campaign, the missed call campaign, over 50% of people scheduled directly through the link without texting back or calling back. Over
that's
50.
incredible.
So Aaron Gaynor did a little over $280,000 his first week through that missed call campaign. Granted, they're like a $65 million year company. They were missing phone calls, and so this was a pain point of theirs. But still, I would say that that would be the number one strategy that kind of like blew their mind out the gate.
So winning 50% of your missed calls without one person having to pick up the phone or do anything. It's incredible.
Yeah. So can I get into a study here
Yeah, please.
on missed phone calls? So we just did a case study. A lot of times software looks like it does the same thing on the outside, but you don't realize there's a lot of stuff happening in the background. So we just did a case study. One case study was with a missed call campaign. The other study, a missed call campaign. There was 17,000 calls done in this study. One study, the text message had a 2.5 minute delay. So when the call was missed, the text message went out 2.5 minutes later. The next study, the text message went out immediately. In the study where the missed call text message went out 2.5 minutes later, it booked at a 17% rate. The study where it went out immediately, it booked at a 39% rate. When we took the average ticket and number of phone calls missed, and we spread that out across a 30-day period, it equaled up to like $160,000 in missed revenue. And that's 2.5 minutes on a missed phone call. And here's why I think specifically with that strategy, speed is so important. If you think about it for a minute, we're all spending money on marketing to get the phones ringing. If we miss a call, what do you think is going to happen?
They're just going to pick up the phone and call another competitor.
Yeah. If we're not reconnecting with them right away, chances are they're going to go to a competitor. So even if, and that's why I thought this study was so interesting, even though a text message was going out 2.5 minutes later, it still booked way less because that was just enough time for those missed calls to go and call a competitor.
Just enough time for me to get on Google,
Big
type in HVAC near
near
me,
me.
plumbing
Yep.
near me, go to a website, build some trust, and then find their phone number.
Yep.
That's insane. Then thanks for sharing that. Thank you for doing that study and really just showing us what the value of these automations are. Um, is there any specific like message that works best? Maybe walk us through. I know you said like, "Hey, sorry we missed your call. Like let us win your business by booking online." How many people are actually calling back? Like, what's the process of on the other side? Like, it's 50% book online, but like, what's the follow up? Is there another element to the follow up if they call back and they miss again, perhaps?
Yeah, that's a lot of really good questions. So I'll start from the beginning. The exact messaging that we recommend is immediately going out. So no delay. Thank you for contacting. Hashtag company name. We automatically pull over company name. So Eco Plumbers. We're sorry we missed your call. For new service requests, you can easily schedule an appointment online by clicking here. Booking link. If you have any questions about a scheduled or previous service, we're happy to assist via text. We appreciate your interest. Now, the second part of your question was like if they don't book through that link, sometimes they do text back, right? Sometimes they're just going to text back, which is still good because at least we've connected with that missed call. and now we're actually communicating with them through text message. So at least we know for right then, they're not going somewhere else. And then I think the third thing you asked was like, well, what if they don't text back? They don't book through the link. They call in again and they miss the phone call again. Well, at that point, Chirp's customizable. Depending on how the company wants to do it, they can set it up. If they want to set it up so that that campaign's not repeatable for, a day or 10 minutes, whatever they want, they can do that. Most companies are just gonna, if they miss a call, they're gonna send out that missed call text message again, but they do have that option.
Yeah, that's incredible. I have those 12 scripts. If you want to bring them up and kind of walk through them, maybe people would have some specific questions on those scripts. Maybe they can follow along if they grab that resource, but happy to pull that up and we can run through them, or perhaps there's some other thing that you want to talk about.
I am open. I'm open to do anything, dude. Let me see. Okay, actually, I got something for you.
Okay.
This one's gonna be big. Thanks, John. You're the man. Um, Google just released, I want everyone to hear this. Google just released a case study at Google Live. Okay. What this case study showed is that 59% of people that filled out a lead form or made a purchase did it in their first week. 59% of people that filled out a lead form or made a purchase did it in a week. 30% of those do it their first day. 29% of them do it from day 2 to day 7. What does that tell us? Sorry. What does that tell us? That tells us, number one, that first day is crucial. So speed to lead day 1, we have to contact that lead immediately. But what I really want to focus on here is estimate follow-up. It tells us that if we go out to a home and we give an estimate and it doesn't close in the home, our follow-up on that open estimate needs to be pretty aggressive that first week. Because if 59% of people are buying that first week, that means that we need to be a little bit more aggressive. We started collecting some data around this and realized that, like, because we have contractors come to us and they say, well, we don't want to bug our customers. We don't want to message them too much. And I totally get that. But once we heard about this case study, we started collecting some data and we realized, man, actually, a lot of these sold estimates are happening the first week. We probably need to be a little bit more aggressive in how many touch points we have that first week on open estimates through Chirp. So we actually changed up our sequence and we've seen a pretty decent increase in conversion on those open estimates. So I think that's a big one for people because most people have hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, just sitting in open estimates. They've spent the money for the lead. They've spent the money to go out to the home and give the estimate. And if it doesn't close in the home, most contractors just aren't following up a whole lot. So they're leaving a lot of money on the table.
Yeah, that data really kind of pairs with the data that we're seeing too at Breezy. Our contractors using our field management software, we have the automation set up to kind of send push notifications to the homeowner when they view an estimate, but they haven't taken action on that estimate. And again, I think within even 5 days is when a lot of our homeowners through our contractors on Breezy platform are taking action. So it really keeps them moving forward to that buying decision and reminding them of the value that you brought to their home, reminding them of the relationship that you built with them without anyone on your team having to actually chase them down. It's super powerful.
Yeah, that's super cool.
For sure. So I would really enjoy bringing up some of these scripts because I feel like, we talked about speed to lead with a new lead. We talk about kind of some automation set up through like estimate viewing, but I want to see some other kind of automations that Chirp does, and how, the text messages specifically can help kind of nurture those buyers to a buying decision. So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna pull up my I'm gonna share my screen real quick,
Okay.
and let's see. Share my screen. Technology's hard. I swear I've done this before. All right. So here's the 12 message templates that we're sharing with you guys today. So we walked through kind of the automate
So
your follow-up, close more deals, the
I
open
gotta
estimates.
take some ownership here real quick.
Cool.
And I apologize for this. So, like I was just talking about how we collected some data and realized we need to be more aggressive in our open estimate follow-up. That is actually an old cadence that we used to recommend. We have a new one. Are you cool if I go through it real quick, just so people can actually like hear the messaging and or
Yeah,
did you?
for sure.
Okay, sweet. So, here it is. This is word
Are
for
you,
word.
did you want to share your screen, or
Oh,
are
I
you good?
can. Should I do that? That would probably be helpful, huh?
Yeah, let me I just have to end kind of these scenes and then give you the ability to share, but go for it.
Okay.
All right, you're up.
Sweet. So here it is. Text message one is 1 hour after the job. Hey, first name, this is company name. You should have received an email from us with your estimate. Please let us know if you have any questions. Let me walk through what's interesting on this one. Notice that they say in the messaging, you should have received an email from us. Why do you think they say that?
So they'll go check their email.
Yeah, because dude, sometimes that we forget to send the estimate, dude. I can't tell you how many, or it goes to spam.
Mm,
That's the power of text messaging. I can't tell you how many people respond to that first text message and say, "Hey, I never got the estimate." Whether we forgot to send it or whether it went to their spam or whether they just like are not checking their email correctly. That's kind of the power of text messaging, which brings up a good point. We have to meet people where they're at. People are in front of their phones all
mm.
day long. They're going to see the text message. They're going to see it. Whether they respond to it or not, that's a different story, but they're going to see every text message that you send them.
Okay. We now have John Gonzalez's phone number in the chat. So let's send him some automated follow-up right now.
Is that John's awesome, dude.
He says,
Um,
LOL. We're not gonna spam you, John. Don't worry. I have a question, Justin,
yeah.
because I kind of struggle with this. Like, how are you making sure that leads are giving you their cell phone number? Is there some kind of prompt on your forms, or like what's your process there?
Yeah, well, in the form, they put their phone number. If they don't give it, like if it's a landline, we try to send the text message, and if it doesn't send, you just get notified of that
Mm,
through Chirp. So I don't know if that was the answer to your question, but um, most people in those forms are giving their cell phone number. If for some reason it's not, then we don't have any way to actually send the text.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. So, text number two is 1 day after the job. Hey, first name, this is company name, checking in on the repairs we quoted you on. Are you ready to get them scheduled? Text number three is 3 days after the job. Hey, first name, this is company name. We're following up to see if you have any questions or if you're ready to move forward with the estimates we provided. Text four, hey, first name, this is company name. Oh, this is 6 days after the job. Touching base on the estimates we left you a few days ago, do you have some time to review them together? I like that one because it gets them to try to like really communicate back to them. What I will say here is depending on if you want to do this or not, I see it effective, but I understand that like some companies just don't want to give discounts. But my thought is like if we're trying to win that business the first week and there's a chance that they're going with someone else, then if we have to offer a small discount to win the business, it might be worth it. And so what we
Mhm.
will see pretty often is on that fourth or fifth touch point, they'll say something like, "Hey, to keep our technicians busy, we have some additional savings that we can offer you. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Do you have any time today?" Something like that.
Yeah, that feels good. I mean, and a lot of contractors have, their discounts built in, and that's part of their comfort advisors, their selling text playbook. So,
Yep.
yeah, if you just mimic that and build that into a cadence, I feel like that's a strong kind of carrot to convert.
Yeah, exactly. And then everyone can see this. I don't need to read every word for word, I guess, but I think the thing I kind of wanted to highlight is we're now doing 5 text messages over an 8-day period. You mix that with 1 or 2 phone calls from your team, you're now at 9 or 10 follow-ups on that open estimate. And I know it may seem aggressive, but the numbers are speaking for themselves from what we're seeing, and it's working extremely well. For some reason, you're not comfortable with that. Again, it's customizable, but that's just what we're seeing working the best in the market right now. And then under that's a pretty cool case study.
Nice. Yeah, and something that, a data point that I've heard in marketing is it takes 15 touch points for someone to make a decision, even if that decision's no. But
Yep.
what this does is A, none of your competitors are probably doing this. So it shows, a level of engagement, a level of value addition, a level of care that your competitors just aren't doing. So if they have, 3 bids that they're looking at, like, but your company ABC Plumbing is texting them and calling them and emailing them from a value add perspective. I think that only strengthens the relationship. Like, hey, you had a problem, we have the solution. I don't know what the problem is for, taking our solution, but we have it here. It's here, reminding you, it's here, we're here for you.
Yep,
So
exactly.
yeah, I
Exactly.
love that. um
I
I
stopped my
have
share because
you're
that's
good.
the only one that was different from the templates that
Okay,
we sent you. So that's my bad, everybody. I'm also willing to share the updated templates. I didn't realize that I hadn't updated that. That's my bad.
you're good. I'll make sure to send that out to everybody in a post event email with the recording.
Okay.
So we talked about, speed to lead with new leads. We talked about missed calls. We talked about estimates. What about canceled jobs?
Yeah, that's a big one, dude. The reason that one's big is because most companies don't have a super dialed in process for following up on canceled calls, which is interesting because like those people have already booked jobs and stuff comes up and there's people that are going to cancel jobs. And if we're not following up with them, we're missing out on revenue. And so Chirp will trigger a follow-up on canceled jobs. We recommend about 3 touch points over a week-long period. Most companies will also put a booking link in at least 1 or 2 of those text messages. Just give that person the option to book through a link again if they want to.
Yeah, that's great. Um, let's see, Luigi in the chat asked if Chirp integrates with Service Titan, and you certainly do. And Breezy and Chirp are going to be working on an integration soon. But do you want to touch on anything from like a field management software, CRM kind of perspective? And again,
Um,
everybody in the chat, if you have specific questions, feel free to ask.
I don't like as far as the FSM stuff. I'm super stoked to be like partnering with Breezy. I don't know enough about like FSMs to
Hmm.
like really feel like I can add value to people here. I know more about like lead conversion and automating follow-up.
Sure. Yeah, and just from a FSM perspective, like that's where all your leads live, right? When we build automations through your website, through any kind of lead gen, everything's coming into the FSM and it's being stored there. And every job that you run, every sales process that you run, every touch point with that customer is stored, categorized, and like labeled inside that field management software. So what Chirp can do is take that information, all the buckets that those potential leads or those potential customers are going to be in, and set up an automation for each one to kind of move them down the path,
Yep.
move them down the buyer's journey, we call it in marketing, because there are people that haven't thought about their HVAC system yet. Like, I just moved into a brand new house. I'm not going to have to think about my HVAC system for probably 10, 15, 20 years, hopefully. Right. So what are you doing as an HVAC business to reach me who's not thinking about their HVAC? And then what are you doing to reach the people that are having problems? Like, they know they have a problem and they need a solution. And then how are you touching your current clients, right? Like your
Yep.
homeowners on a service plan. Like, maybe talk a little bit, Justin, about what recurring service reminders look like.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're bringing up some good points, dude.
Thanks,
Allison
man.
had a question. Is there a recommendation on cadence for reaching out to aggregator leads, Angie's? Prospects get bombarded by other contractors, and I am curious if there is a suggestion. Yes, if you scan that QR code again, Angie Leads is one of the campaign things that's in that, and it is.
Dropping the link in the chat again.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty word. Oh, man, I don't know where my thing just went, but you want to be pretty aggressive. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. Okay. So John, I'm gonna push back on you a little bit. And the only reason why is because I don't know. At the end of the day, it's up to you. So I don't want to say pushback. With Angie Lead specifically, we recommend a pretty aggressive cadence because those leads are going to other contractors. And so we recommend 5 text messages over a 4-day period. We also recommend putting your booking link in most of those text messages. So the first one goes out immediately. Hey, first name, this is company name. Thanks for your interest in scheduling an appointment with us. We'd be happy to help you with your service request. Click here to schedule your service online. Thanks. 2 hours later, another text message. Hey, first name, just a friendly reminder that you requested an appointment is still waiting for you. Book now through your online scheduler to confirm your time. We're looking forward to serving you. Text message 3 is the next day. Text message 4 is the day after that. And then text message 5 is on day 4.
Again, people need
Hopefully
multiple
everybody
touch
followed
points.
that.
Yeah, no, it sounds clear, and it's like, if there's leads coming through an aggregator, like, they're at a stage where they need service. So you need to be the service provider that's in front of them.
Exactly. Luigi, you use your booking link. So you're not using Chirp's booking link. I think you said you use Service Titan. If you use what's it freaking called, man? Schedule
Engine.
Pro, Schedule Engine. Thank you. You put that link in there, and then we're automatically able to see your schedule. And then John, you're totally right. It depends on the lead source. Um, Luigi, do you have a book now capability on your website? Like, can someone go to your website and like click book now, whatever? Like, because we can also just put no. Okay, then then you wouldn't be able to put the link in there, which is fine. You can still do the follow-up. I'm just trying to make recommendations that we see work, but you don't have to have the link. Um, John, you're right. It depends on the lead source. For contact forms on your website, you don't need to send out 5 text messages over a 4-day period. Like when someone goes to your website and they fill out a contact form, you don't need to be that aggressive. And so a lot of this comes down to the strategy. With a missed call text, you only need to send out 1 text message. You don't need to follow up, 5 times over a 4-day period. So you definitely want to be strategic about that.
Absolutely. So getting back to service reminders and expiring memberships, how do you use Chirp's automation sequences to nurture your service agreement
Yep,
membership base?
great question. So this is one where you want to implement ringless voicemail. We just have been collecting a lot of data, and a lot of companies have done this through text message, which you still want to do text message. But what we saw converts even higher is when the first touch point is a ringless voicemail, then followed by a text message that goes out 15 to 30 minutes later. And so the wording in the text message so you have a ringless voicemail that goes out immediately. By the way, if someone's not familiar with ringless voicemail, it's a pre-recorded voicemail that hits the inbox of the customer, shows up as a missed call, but it doesn't ring. So it's actually a really cool way to add a voice and a personal touch to any of your campaigns to make them not look so automated. It's really powerful. And then what we see convert really high is when the ringless voicemail goes out, and then 15 to 30 minutes later, you say something like this through text message. Hey, John, this is Justin with Chirp. We just left your voicemail. It's time to schedule your maintenance inspection included with your membership. Please reply yes or no to this message, and I will contact you. Thank you. The interesting thing about this one is you'll notice that in the wording we put, please reply yes or no. We do that because we want a simple way for the customer just to tell us yes, that they want it. And then boom, right when they say that, we pick up the phone, we call them, and we get them booked. If they don't answer, we can continue the message in the text conversation.
Yeah, love that at
You
Breezy.
following me? Am I spitting too much information right now?
I'm following.
Okay, all
I'll
right.
let everybody else in the chat say if they're following, but I mean this is something that sticks out, really a lot to me and Breezy specifically. Breezy's mission is to eliminate the off season, and we do that by helping bolster and grow the service agreement plan for our clients. And what we do is we set up automations that can not only remind the contractor that stuff is coming up, but it can remind the homeowner that stuff's coming up, right? You put in kind of like, all of your product mix, and let's say like, oh, remind homeowner, Jim Jones to that you have a new AIQ product that can complement, that system that you just installed. So there are push notifications set up in Breezy that can help you add more value to your service agreement. Members can help you remind technicians that are out in the field to sign people up for the service agreements. And so, in the summer, you're out there running calls, some techs might forget, somebody, might drop the ball on that, but like there's integrated workflows in Breezy that will remind the tech in the home, to position that service agreement. So it's not only customer facing stuff, it's also, automation's pushing out to your people in the field to help run your playbook. So the membership thing, lights out. Like, I love that.
That's super cool. I want to say something real quick.
Sure.
Because like I said, I don't know all the ins and outs of the FSMs, but I've had a chance to meet the Breezy team, looked at the software, and like what you guys are building is cool. So I want to at least say that I was super impressed with what I saw, and I'm super impressed with the team. So I'm excited with what you guys are doing in the industry right now.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, man. And we're
Yep.
obviously excited, of what you guys are doing at Chirp, or else you wouldn't be on the show adding value bombs. So yeah, man, this is sick. We're gonna get you a new hat, but I think
Oh
we can
yeah,
continue
whatever.
working together, man. um, Another thing that pops out to me on these scripts is Google reviews, right? So we at Breezy, our customers given incredible value to their homeowners, right? And if there's not a process in place to help that homeowner review the contractor, it feels like a lot of that hard work kind of goes unnoticed, and it's definitely not able to be leveraged in marketing. So
Yep.
we have automation set up like similar to that workflow, like a checklist. Did you offer a maintenance agreement to this customer? The final thing is like around time of invoicing is, did you ask for the review?
Oh, that's
And
cool.
super automated process, right? So one of our contractors using Breezy generated more 5-star reviews in 4 months on the Breezy platform with our automated system than they did in their first 5 years of business.
That's cool.
So that's incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So what do you guys set up for Google reviews and maybe Facebook reviews, or where are you seeing the most value coming?
Yeah,
Probably Google, right?
we've been focused on Google up until this point. But typically what we see is like we always recommend that you ask for the review in the home. Like we want people to do that, but there's going to be times where they don't do that. And so you want an automation in place in case that doesn't happen. We
Mhm.
have a direct Google integration. And so we can see when a job is complete, if they've already left a review or not. If they have, we don't trigger the follow-up. If they haven't, we trigger the follow-up. And we actually trigger 3 text messages over a 14-day period. And the reason we do 3 is because we see that a lot of people don't leave one on that first text message.
Right.
A lot of them will leave it on the second or third text message. And so you want to follow up a few times because people get busy and they get distracted, and maybe they thought, I've done this. Oh yeah, I need to leave that person a review. And then I just get busy and distracted. And then later on, I think about it again. Oh man, like I meant to leave them a review. I should have done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and again, because of the Google integration, if you have 3 touch points over a 14-day period, if they leave a review after the first one, Chirp recognizes that, automatically stops the rest of the campaign so they're not getting those other messages.
Yeah, that's great, man. We're getting a little close on time, so I wanted to just launch a quick poll for the folks that are on the call to let you guys all know that we're here to serve, right? So whether it's Breezy, whether it's Chirp, whether it's both of us, we want to know if you'd like to hear from us. So, Justin, I don't know what you guys are doing, but Breezy's doing a free $50 gas card. If somebody, wants to take a call with us, and we'll kind of, answer some questions, let um, what we can do to support you, and how our automations can help. So if you would like to hear from us, go ahead and click Breezy in the poll. Justin, I'm sure you guys want to hear from everybody on the call too.
Yeah, I
So
mean, we'd love to. We're doing a $50 Amazon gift card, so it's not as cool as the gas card, but we're doing a $50 Amazon gift card. I know, but it's easy.
yeah.
So yeah, anyone that books a demo, $50 Amazon gift card. Really appreciate you having me on today. I like what you guys are building there. I'm excited to continue working with you. Can I say one more thing, or do you have?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna open up to like a Q&A
Oh
session
yeah,
if anybody
perfect.
had questions, but yeah, please,
Perfect.
whatever
This
you
will
got
this
left.
this will be quick. So a lot of the stuff we've talked about today is focused on automating your follow-up so that you can increase lead conversion and make more of your marketing spend. I want to talk about the other end of that, which is when you're automating your follow-up, you are then freeing your team to do more high level things. You're freeing your team up to get other stuff done in the business. You're freeing your CSRs up, you're freeing your sales guys up, you're freeing you're enabling your team to be more effective and do things for the company that they might not be able to do if they're trying to do all of this stuff on their own.
100%. And I mean, just myself being, a small team. I have 4 people on my marketing team, and you know, setting up automations and like scripts, and I got some Zapier flows set up to bust some leads into our CRM and send follow-up emails. Like all that stuff allows me to focus more on those high leverage
Exactly.
activities, like you said. Like, where is
Exactly.
my time being best utilized? And that's business development, it's
Exactly.
relationship management. It's not doing the busy work. And
Exactly.
we used to hire virtual assistants in the Philippines, but now we don't even need human beings. Like, we can set up simple automations to do it instantaneously. So really pumped to hear all these solutions. I'm gonna work on some of them myself. um we
I
got a
can tell you're
couple.
pretty good at it though.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
need help with that stuff.
I started working on it really early on. I thought about doing a kind of AI agency and setting up automations, but you guys crush it. I don't need to. Like, we'll just use Chirp.
Awesome.
uh, I got some questions submitted in prior to the show today through some emails. What would you say should be like the first follow-up text um to like make it personal and not automated? I know we went over some things today, but like, what's the main kind of like key that you want to hit in that first follow-up email to not turn people off?
Yeah. Text message or email.
Yeah, well, really anything. Like,
Anything
if
you
if
you you,
if
you
an
want to you
automation
want
is
to
set up,
personalize it.
yeah. So a
So
name.
first name, company name, and then something specific to the strategy that you're following up on. So
Mhm.
if it's a lead, something in there that says, hey, you filled out a form or you requested a service. If it's a phone call, hey, we missed your call. If it's an estimate, hey, following up on that estimate. So name, company name, and then something specific with the strategy that you're following up
Sure.
on.
And you found that like 5 or 6 messages, like depending on what, the actual person, like what bucket they're in, but about 5 to 6 messages are kind of what hits.
Depending on the strategy for lead aggregators, yes. For open estimates, yes. For missed phone calls, you don't need to be that aggressive.
Mm,
For contact forms on your website, you don't need to be that aggressive. For reoccurring service reminders, you don't need to be that aggressive. But for lead aggregators, and following up on open estimates, you definitely want around that many touch points.
okay. So say like a new contractor comes in to chirp that you start working with them, what's the kind of first thing that you set up? What's the highest leverage automation that you would initially set up?
Estimate follow-up would be number one. Missed phone call would be number two, and speed the lead would be number three
Okay. Yeah, those are,
on all their lead forms. And the only
yeah,
reason you say estimate follow-up is because like we'll get on calls with people and ask them to like get into their FSM and look at how much money is sitting in open estimates. And it's freaking mind-boggling, dude. And so if we can figure out that one strategy, we typically increase conversion on open estimates anywhere from 10 to 20%. And so if we can figure out that one strategy, they will way more than pay for their chirp account.
awesome, man. Well, hey, this has been super informative. I'm super fired up to start working together a little bit more, and um, really excited to just see where this industry is going to go with automations. Is there any kind of final thought you want to leave everyone with?
Not really. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate everybody hopping on today. If you haven't checked out Breezy, check it out. If you haven't checked out Chirp, we'd love to talk to you. If not, I want everybody to win. So if there's ever any way that I can help anybody, I'm happy to do that.
Absolutely. And you've been a huge resource for me as like I'm growing my business, and as Breezy's growing, you've just been around and been so supportive, and Justin's an open book, you guys. If you ever need to just chat, or want to pick his brain about what the best automations are, just give him a call. I'm gonna send the
It's a crazy brain. Be careful if you start.
It is.
This thing, dude.
It is, man. I'll verify that for sure. But I'm gonna send the reporting out to everybody in a couple of hours. I'm gonna send you that updated script, and we'll be in touch, and hopefully we can talk about what you need, and have an opportunity to win your business, and just support you guys as you go through your journey. So Justin, appreciate you, bro. Next up for the Breezy HVAC Insider Series is my boy Chris Crew from Blue Collar Success Group. So if you're interested in what the best practice group that is really crushing it right now can do for your business, scan that QR code, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks on July 31st.
Shout out Chris Crew.
Peace
He's
out,
awesome.
bro.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, guys. Peace out.
See you guys.
See you next time.